Yo. What is up, y'all? What is up? It's me. It's Key. I know y'all like Keys on Empire on the show. Yes, I am here. And I am surrounded by my guys for the first episode of the Lines in the Sand podcast. All your wrestling news all the time. I got my guy this way. Cool McCain. Cool, what's going on, man?
What up? What up? Ready to talk some wrestling?
And then I got my guy next to Cool. We got Chris. Chris, what's going on?
What's up, man? Like Cool said, just excited to talk some wrestling. Looking forward to this show. Thanks for letting me join.
And down the bottom from Chris, we got Brett. He is in the building. Brett, what's going on?
Oh, not much. Like everybody else, I'm just ready to talk wrestling.
And my guy below me, the one and only, we got Chase. Chase, what's going on, man?
Not much, man. I like to consider myself Sports Empire Network's residential professional wrestling guy. I'm here to school everybody, so that's what I do.
Uh-oh. We coming in hot. We are
Somebody
coming
hits the
in
buzzer.
hot.
Somebody.
We got Freddie in the comments. He was like, wait, what? All right, so first topic at hand, of course, WrestleMania is 1 week away, and Chase will be in the building in LA, SoFi. How's everybody feeling about this WrestleMania so far?
I'm excited. A lot of expected matches, of course. Once we saw Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn hug it out, we already knew they were challenging for the tag team championships. So a lot of expected or anticipated things, but also, it's all in how you present them, right? It's all in how they go with the show. Just gonna see if what we're seeing is what we want or not.
Chris, your thoughts going into Mania season? How do you feel like the build up is there? Like, what do you feel about WrestleMania?
Yeah, I mean, it's WrestleMania season. As a wrestling fan, you're automatically excited. Poor build or not, it's WrestleMania. You're gonna love it. There has been like just some kind of like a dullness to it, besides anything going on with the bloodline. Outside the bloodline, I'm not really interested too much. Like, I'm still gonna watch it, but just trying to see what happens with Roman. Hopefully he hits that 1,000-day mark. I'm a Cody fan, but I am still going for Roman.
All right, Brett, what do you think about WrestleMania and the build up so far? Are you getting excited? This is like the Super Bowl for WWE right now.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for the build up. Even if we're just looking at like the bloodline storyline has been absolute perfection. I'm a little disappointed at how Bray Wyatt doesn't have a match on the card with an undisclosed injury, whatever's going on with him. I hope he's all right. I was looking forward to whatever he was gonna do on the card. Probably fighting Lashley, it would look like. But overall, I think it's going to be a really fun WrestleMania to watch.
Chase? Your thoughts on Mania?
Yeah,
build up so far?
I mean, Royal Rumble. Yeah, so I thought the build up was good. I feel like it plateaued a little bit, but then it starts picking up. I find that a little odd for them to pick it up like a week and a half before Mania, but we still have matches that have not been announced, which is crazy to me. Because like I said, Mania's next week, like not this weekend, but next weekend, and it's here, and there's like 2 or 3 more matches that are supposed to be announced on the card, and it's like that's odd to me. So I feel like this has been better than some past years, but still a little confused on the last minute throw togethers.
So leading up to, you all know Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, and then you got the Usos. Do y'all like, questions for anyone who want to answer? Do y'all like how they build that up? Do you think they should have did it sooner with KO finally giving in and teaming up with Sami? Or or is it perfect how it is? Like that storyline right there between them, the tag teams, and Sammy finally getting together with Kevin Owens. You feel like they did that right, or where can they did different?
I think they did it perfectly. I think the slow build was great. It was completely deferred from what everybody thought. They could have just had them get together week 1, but they drug out the story and they did it in an absolutely perfect way. And they did it to such an extent that now, to me, the only match that I really want to see main event WrestleMania Night 1 is that match, and it's because of the build. To me, if the main event of Night 1 isn't the Usos versus KO and Sami Zayn, it's a travesty. And I'm not saying that other matches aren't good enough to main event. Like Charlotte versus Rhea is going to be a great match. I just think when we start adding in story and build and everything into it, I just don't think there's anything that can touch the Usos versus Sami and KO, and a lot of that is due to how perfectly they've done this build.
For me, I have the same problem with the Universal Undisputed Championship and the Universal Undisputed Tag Team Championships. Split them. We've seen the Usos recently defending one of the other belts. So why not have them defend like the Raw Tag Team Championships against Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens? And that way, if Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens win, the Usos still are the ones, they're still the bloodline. They're just now back on SmackDown. The other problem, same thing with the World Heavyweight Universal, whatever championship you want to call it now, Undisputed Universal Galaxy or whatever. But you have to make it make sense, right? As fans, people that watch us, marks for some of us, some of us just, wrestling fans. You have to make it make sense to us within the context of wrestling. So within that context, having a year with Roman having, both championships, and then the Usos for most of that year having both sets of tag team championships, it starts to dull a little bit, right? I don't see Cody beating Roman for both championships. I'd love to have it happen because I'm a big Cody fan, but I don't think he's going to win both of them. He really only wants one. So what would make more sense is find a way to get one defended at WrestleMania. You still have a week to do it. Maybe something happens, they get into it, and Roman says, you're not even worthy of challenging me for both or whatever, but you need to find a way to get that to one belt. And I really wish they did the same thing with the tag team championships, because the separation needs to happen. We're supposed to be a 2-brand thing, but it really feels like his bloodline and then Roman Reigns when he feels like showing up, and then bloodline and Roman Reigns a little bit more on SmackDown. So that's just, how I feel about it.
I think the problem with advertising that it's just for one title, it foreshadows the ending. Because they would have to take that.
So that's the same thing with it's both. If it's both, we know who's going to win this match. They're not going to have Roman Reigns use both belts. They're not going to do that.
At this point, though, you actually can do that. Just because, it's WrestleMania. It is a perfect ending. It wraps up Cody's story. So there's still a toss-up on it. There's still a toss-up on it. But if you advertise that this is just for the WWE title, then that does pretty much foreshadow, okay, this is their chance to split the titles. If you make it for the tag team titles, I think we all pretty much determined that the Usos are losing the tag titles.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, their reign has been kind of blah. When they won both titles, yeah, it did. It kind of hurt a lot more than Roman having the world titles to me.
You don't think that Roman having both titles hasn't hurt as well?
I think it's hurt greatly, personally.
Yeah, no,
it's hurt, but not just Usos. Like
how? He had one title 2 years
outside
prior.
of Roman. Who is believable though? Who is a believable world champion that's dominant? Like
so
on
before
Raw,
I answer your question,
they can fill to Roman.
Before I answer your question, Chris, we're gonna nip this in the bud. Don't use the word believable. It's predetermined. you may want it to be believable, but it's not.
Even then, with it being predetermined though, you can't come out there and have Dominic the champion tomorrow. That's not believable, even though they determined that he's gonna be it.
But but it's professional wrestling. Guys win from small packages, roll up pins, interference. Mick Foley. Yeah, I mean, like you're pretty much Tony Schiavone saying, yeah, that'll put a lot of butts in the seats. Remember that when they spoiled that Mick Foley was going to win, and everybody was like, not going to happen. Highest rated show. I don't. This whole like believable thing, like, and unfortunately, it's not you, Chris. Like it's like it's the mantra that they've made us believe, this mindset with Brock Lesnar, right? Because Brock Lesnar is a legit fighter. Like
no, that's not what I'm saying.
Nobody's gonna walk in that locker room and fight Brock Lesnar and win, right? He's gonna knock the shit out of everybody.
Except for Bobby.
Not even Bobby. Come on. Or not even Bobby. Come on. Stop.
Yeah, Lesnar's the baddest man on the planet.
Yeah. I mean, like, Brock Lesnar's like a legit, like, monster badass. And
but if you get him in a leg lock, he's in trouble.
well,
I'm just saying.
Yeah. But,
below the belt is a problem.
So it's professional wrestling. So going, well, this guy couldn't win the title because it's not believable. That guy winning the title because it's not believable is just, like, it's weird to me because it's like, that's odd because I watched Daniel Bryan win the world title and Vince McMahon told me that wasn't believable. You know, I watched Shawn Michaels win the world title.
Freddie, don't start. Don't
And
start.
he said, and
that's what I was laughing at earlier.
I'll school you on anything except for LeBron because that's your boy. You love on him more than anybody in the world. Anything other than that, I can't train you on.
So my thing is, here's my issue. WrestleMania both have to lose. Usos and Roman. And then cool, to your point, I don't think they do it at WrestleMania. I think we do it follow-up WrestleMania. They've wanted to do the redraft, but the problem with the redraft is the networks are like, yo, we want a champion. We want this champion.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is a way to make everybody happy. Redraft after WrestleMania, like they always do, call it a lottery, call it a whatever. I don't care what they do. And split the titles back that way, or however you want to do it. I don't care, but to just like randomly throw it out there at WrestleMania, like when Cody pins Roman, go, oh, oops, that was only for one title. That's a major issue in my problem.
Right, like you can't do that.
Yeah, that's stupid.
They should have did the one title for when he won because the Money in the Bank is Royal Rumble's always been you challenge for whichever title you want. So they made the mistake and they backed themselves in the corner.
Leave Gene's comment out there. Leave Gene's comment out there because I mentioned this in the chat with you guys because Key, one of y'all asked this, and a lot of people have been asking this on social media. What's more important, Cody winning or Roman finishing his 1,000-day reign?
I think it's Roman finishing his 1,000 days.
I think Roman.
I think that's important story-wise, but I don't think it's the right call. Because like I said in the chat, guys, this isn't 1983. This is 2023. We digest content every day. There's 2 shows a week. 2. 1 premium live event a month, sometimes 2, especially with it being on Peacock now. Like that's too long. I'm not invested. And if you are invested, then don't tell me you watch it every week because I know you don't watch it every week. If you watched it every week,
that's the thing on Roman though. Like in this day and age where everything's so quick, people still want to see this man get 1,000 days. Like that's a credit to him.
People want to see it make 1,000 days, Chris, because it's cool. You know what I mean? Like Roman's cool. Like
right. What's wrong with that?
They've done the same because he's not supposed to be. Because Brett or Key asked, who's the best heel of all time?
Wait, save that topic for later.
Oh, my bad. Okay, so we'll get to that. But if you tell me that Roman's a heel, I got an argument with you because I was in Kansas City. They were in St. Louis on Monday. Roman was there. He says, St. Louis, pause, anticipation with the crowd. Acknowledge me. The building erupts. That's a heel? What?
Now these ones went up. Did the same thing in Charlotte.
What?
So
that's a heel?
Because he's not being booed, but his antics in the ring make him a heel, right?
No.
That's what you define as a tweener.
No, that's a bad guy. Razor Ramon was a bad guy.
And he got cheered.
Yeah. because he
Razor
wasn't
Ramon
he
was
wasn't he wasn't
the bad
supposed
guy.
to be there. You know what I mean? Like he's a bad dude, but he's not a heel. Like I said, and like Cool just said, he's a tweener at best, and it's boring. It's boring.
All right, so let's try to
He's a
go.
tweener because like people just love this guy. Like you can't.
Chris, where do you go from
here?
here? After
What do
1,000
you mean?
days, after 1,000 days, who beats
Hell,
Roman?
Cody could
and
beat
where
him
do
at
you go from-
SummerSlam. Let him hit the 1,000 mark.
Okay. So after Cody beats him at SummerSlam, what does Cody do then?
Defend the title.
Because it took him 2 times to beat Roman.
That's fine. It doesn't matter if it takes him 8 times.
That happens.
But after now this 1,000-day reign, where do they go from here?
The destruction of the bloodline is next.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna lose their title, so
Listen,
that's gonna be another storyline.
I'm more invested in this Usos and Sammy and Kevin match than I am Roman and Cody. I'll tell you why. Because if it wasn't for Sami Zayn, the bloodline would have been dog shit by middle of last year.
I agree.
Sami
or
Zayn
if the bloodline
saved
makes
that story.
Sammy popular. Like
No, Sammy made
that was the
bloodline
issue I had
popular
when
when he
people
started
wanted
feeling
Sammy.
oozy.
So what now?
When Sami Zayn started feeling oozy, that's when
Chris-
the bloodline
so-
started being
so
more
Chris,
important.
you
again.
were-
The thing with
you're-
Sammy was
you're
like
cool.
we
So,
wanted Sammy
Chris,
to
let me
win
get
the
this straight.
title.
Let me get this straight, Chris. So you were cool. Like, let's pretend Sammy never joined the bloodline. You were cool with Roman and Jimmy and Jay and Solo running amok, beating and squashing everybody.
So if Sammy doesn't join the bloodline, do we care about Sammy as much? No, nobody would have wanted Sammy to win the title if he doesn't join the bloodline.
Yeah.
The only title I've ever wanted to win is the tag team title with Kevin Owens. I never cared about him beating Roman Reigns. I thought he wasn't going to beat Roman Reigns. So I'll give you a challenge, Chris. You give me a wrestler, whoever, by the end of the show, I'll write an article making them the WWE Universal Champion, or if you want them to only have one belt, you tell me in 6 months.
All I'm saying is this bloodline shit is stale, and I'm ready for it to end, and it needs to end Sunday.
All right, so let's get into these matches that has been set. Now, we do know we do have some Hall of Famers going. Hall of Fame ceremony is the day before WrestleMania, and I got some thoughts that's going to happen. I think Ray and Dom's going to get added. I got my 2 cents into that match, but so far, I think Stacy Keibler, Rey Mysterio is getting inducted, and the Great Muta. It was supposed to be Batista, but he's busy with movies, so he's not going to be in it this year. I think for me personally, I'm not liking this Hall of Fame. I feel like it's being rushed, and they don't got nobody.
I agree.
Agreed.
That's what it's looking like.
Agree. I care nothing about watching the Hall of Fame thing.
But I do think Dom's going to interfere with Ray's speech somehow to the point they're going to fight at WrestleMania. It's going to get added.
So there's they announced that the Mysterio family is going to be on SmackDown.
Yeah, that's going to set it up.
Yeah, so that I think they'll leave Ray's. I think for storyline purposes, they'll leave Dom out of the Hall of Fame because they're going to let Ray have his moment. They usually don't interject storylines into the Hall of Fame.
Lord Jesus. Sorry, my bad. Keep going. We got Doug in the building.
Because they're going to let Ray have his moment. They usually don't interject storylines into the Hall of Fame.
Lord Jesus. Sorry, my bad.
Doug, you need to turn off your feed, my friend. Because they're going to let Ray have his moment. They usually don't interject storylines into the Hall of Fame.
Lord Jesus. Sorry, my bad.
Doug, you need to turn off. You got it together, big time? You got it together, big time?
Although I am a diehard Cowboy fan, exactly as the crowd started. Well, first of all, let's get this right.
That's
the first time. Thank you.
So to answer a couple of those
questions,
questions,
I come in, the crowd start talking, but I just want somebody to know that I am more than just a Dallas Cowboy fan. I don't know who the host is.
I would hope.
Talking,
I would hope that you're more than a Dallas
look,
Cowboys
I don't mean
fan.
to interrupt your show, but y'all was saying Hall of Fame, so this is my segment when the Hall of Fame will come in. That's me. So on behalf of the older generation, such as myself, y'all young guys here, see, I grew up in the real wrestling days, not these, gymnastic type dudes. You understand? I'm here to talk about the Hall of Fame real quick, and then I'll get out of y'all way. First of all, let's look at what I have here. The only world titles belt that really meant anything in wrestling, this belt here. All this stuff y'all talking about now, that come on now. But anyway,
that is a pretty championship.
Who in the Hall of Fame? The only one that need to go is Rey Mysterio. He deserves it. He's paid his dues. That's it. All these newer guys, look, just look. Where are the Midnight Express? See, y'all little young guys. They in
the hall.
Where's the Midnight Express?
Why
have they not been put in?
They're already in the hall.
They already in there.
Get out you.
God, is this big time or old time?
Where's the Midnight Express? Why are they not in the Hall of Fame? I don't care nothing about WWE having a problem with Cornette and all that kind of stuff. If we're talking about real Hall of Famers, put them in. That's all I'm saying. Now,
are they in? They're not in.
Roman Reigns, I got to admit.
Are you thinking of Rock and Roll Express or Midnight?
He is great. I'm sorry, I can't hear anything.
Yeah,
I see lips moving. I think I saw Chris say something right there. I apologize, brother. But I really can't hear you. I guess I done messed it up by doing all this. But don't worry about it. I'm fit to leave right now. I just want y'all to see. Look, I'm all world, baby. Whatever you want to do. Do you
Doug
see
got his King of the Ring gear on.
I live in Memphis, so you already know where I got this from. You know who signed this for me. I ain't got to say nothing. See, I ain't got to explain to you. This is what it's all about. Thank you. Ronnie Garvin, Jim Cornette. Where, huh?
Key.
This needs to be a weekly Magnum
segment.
TA been put in? See, some of y'all don't even know. Some of y'all don't even know this. You know what I'm saying? Why haven't Magnum TA been put in? Where's Nikita Koloff? Why ain't they been put in? See, how you gonna have a Hall of Fame and have Star Trek man in it? What's his name? Captain Kirk. What kind of Hall of Fame is this? I'm just. Somebody help me. Somebody. How's Donald Trump in the WWE Hall of Fame? Lord have mercy.
In the celebrity wing.
And
in the
Jim
celebrity
Cornette
wing
is not in. Let me stop before I go. Y'all going back to talking about the Usos and Usa and all that kind of stuff. I'm upset over here. Matter of fact, and let me go on get 2K23 and let me just go on download the new guy. I'm gonna eliminate half the roster on that game. Put the old school in. Give me Bruiser Brody. Wahoo. Why in Wahoo McDaniel in the Hall of Fame? What in the world is going on? What? Why hasn't Bill Dundee been put into the Hall of Fame yet? Where's Austin Idol? Somebody help me. Why had Austin Idol been put in the Hall of Fame? I'm done. Y'all have a good night. It's old. I'm old, so I'm sleepy. So I'm gonna holler at y'all. Bye. I'm hollering. Bye. Thank you for your time, Chase. I apologize for messing you up, but
hey,
I got a senior Hall of Fame. All right?
Yeah, no,
you
just earned a permanent spot on this show.
Thank you, Jay Youngblood. Oh God, help me. Okay, I'm done. All right.
No, that was big time with his. He came in with the King of the Ring gear on, man.
We got to have a big time segment every week, y'all.
Yeah, listen, we're gonna call it old time with big time. That's what we're gonna do. And he's just gonna randomly interrupt the show. It's not gonna be planned, and he's just gonna come in, give his 2 cents on something, and then dip out. We're not gonna tell. He's not gonna tell us. The only people that will know is maybe you and him, and that's what it is. As soon as he pops in, I need a video that like comes up and goes, "Old time with big time," and then like he just spits whatever that is that he just did.
But he's got to wear the hat and the belt.
He has to wear that. He has to wear the hat and the belt, and he's got to mispronounce names like he just did, and all that shit. All that shit. It's gotta be
All right, man. Let's get into some of these.
I'm a Photoshop a picture of Doug on an old man on a crutcher, and then that's the picture that's gonna pop up when he rolls up in here.
Let's get into some of these matches that has been
Wait,
announced.
I have a question on the Hall of Fame thing though. Before we move on,
Yeah, go ahead.
is it just me or I don't like Bray going in as an active wrestler still?
I don't
either.
No, I don't either.
Nobody that's going in should be going in. This Hall of Fame class, as of this point,
I think
unless they're
Stacey
gonna
should
do
go in.
multiple. Stacey can go in. That's fine.
Stacey do.
If you,
I
if
thought
you want
Melina
to
was going to be
that's
the woman
fine.
this year.
Tori Wilson
I think
went
Melina
in.
should have been the.
Stacey hasn't done much of anything to be in there, but if you want her in there, whatever, she is hot. So
Stacey, name your favorite Stacey Keebler match.
I
Right
mean,
now.
I did like her theme song though. She got leaked. I ain't gonna lie. I did like that.
And I like that. You're not enough for me, but that's another story. But for me, as a total, the Hall of Fame class this year is Trace. And I'm not interested in watching any of them do their speech. I don't care about it. It is however long amount of time. I won't be watching USA that night because I will be doing something better with my time. Unless you do something to pique my interest, you have done nothing.
I'll watch Ray's, but I'll go back and watch it on YouTube.
I was gonna.
I'll go back and watch it. Like
I'll watch Ray's after he retires. Before he retires, I don't care about you going in the Hall of Fame.
Like when Ric Flair did it, we knew he was going to retire the next night. So like that was cool. Like I get Ric Flair being an
But he didn't retire,
competitor.
so it kind of sucked.
Well, he retired from WWE, but he went like 80 other places and wrestled, but he did retire from WWE.
Yeah.
He wrestled
God,
any
that
pool
last
hall,
match
bingo
is
hall that would happen.
horrible.
Him and Sean bought matching Rolexes because he told Sean that he was going to cherish that moment as his last match forever. And long behold, Sean didn't know that he would have his last match 15 flipping years later.
Instant classic in Saudi Arabia.
No. I'm not talking about Sean. I'm talking about Rick. They did that Ric Flair's last match thing last year.
And he wants one more still.
Yeah.
And he's in such bad shape at that one.
At least Rick Martel can still work. I don't know if you all have seen Rick Martel, but Rick Martel can work. That guy is crazy. And I'm talking still leaps, still jumps. Rick Martel can go. Love me some Rick Martel.
I might have to look into that. Rick was the man back then.
Yeah.
All right. So, and Andy Kaufman, I forgot about that. He's going into. I forgot
That's
about.
True. That's true. I forgot about that one as well. How the hell did Andy Kaufman? How come they waited this long to put Andy Kaufman in the Hall of Fame?
The Vince.
That's
That's all
wild.
I'm gonna say.
That is absolutely wild to me.
And it's sad because Jerry may not be able to induct him because I don't know how he's doing after his stroke.
Oh yeah. Ah.
So the only other person could be Jimmy Hart.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about some of this card. That's on this 2-night event. It's rumors going around that they're gonna have Charlotte versus Rhea Ripley for the SmackDown Women's title to be the main event. But I don't think it should be main event. It should be, of course, Roman and Cody, and then Usos and KO and Sammy should be main event at night one. So Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley for the SmackDown Women's title. Who do y'all got winning this match? Cool.
I want Rhea to win this match. The Judgment Day needs gold, and Rhea is like a hot butch chick, and I want to see her win.
Chris?
I'm gonna go with Rhea as well. The storyline just calls for it. She's probably the most over female outside of Mercedes in wrestling. She's probably the most over female right now.
Brett?
I can think of one other one, but I'll save that for later.
Okay.
Yeah, so I got nothing against Charlotte. I like Charlotte. I think she's one of the most talented women's just overall performers, regardless of gender on the planet. However, I've seen like 15 Charlotte Flair title reigns already, and I don't really have an interest in watching another one. So, like, nothing against Charlotte, but I just want to see her get into a story that doesn't involve a title. Rhea Ripley right now is the hottest thing going right now outside of like the KO and Bloodline. stuff. So I think it just has to be Rhea.
Chase.
Yeah, so this is a rematch from WrestleMania a few years ago, where Rhea was the champion, and Rhea wasn't ready. Rhea is ready now. They obviously they've strapped it to her back. They're ready to light the fuse and watch her go, which is crazy because she's already up there. So this is Charlotte's turn to say, "Hey, like it's your turn now," and that's what's going to happen. Mommy's gonna beat Charlotte, and yeah, it's I'm excited for it. You're never gonna hear any Charlotte slander from me. I thought it was great when she came back and won the title. Wish it would have been done at an event instead of just on a random SmackDown. I'm never gonna argue with them putting it on Charlotte, because if you look at how the business was. They'll always go to somebody and say, when they're in a bind, they'll say, okay, we got to put the title back on so-and-so because they're reliable and we know what we have with them. And Charlotte is that in the women's division. You know, we saw what happened when they did it with Liv. They were like, oh, snap. We listened to the fans who probably shouldn't have and put the title on Liv, and Liv wasn't ready. So we had to take it off of her. And then we put it on Ronda because we know Hunter loves those legit fighters. Hunter loves Ronda, Brock, all those guys. So Hunter put it on Ronda and was hoping that Ronda would carry it into WrestleMania, and it didn't happen. So it's Charlotte and Rhea, and we're like I said, Rhea's going to pass the torch, if you will. Or Charlotte's going to pass the torch to Rhea. So
I feel like, not saying they giving her the Sasha Banks treatment. I get it. You know, they had to have Charlotte get a belt, but then I'm just like, for her to get it for what, 2 months and then lose it again? What was the point?
Because the fans couldn't stand Ronda.
I can't. When I went to Extreme Rules, that Liv Morgan and Ronda Rousey match was so dry. Wells Fargo Center, you heard a pin drop, and everybody was cheering. Everybody was cheering for Liv. I can't stand Ronda. I can't stand her. I can't stand her. So I'm happy she doesn't have the belt. So it was like, okay, anybody but Ronda. Like, so I get it. But Charlotte's gonna lose this match. It's Rhea's time. This match should have happened 3 years ago, but the pandemic hit. They did it in front of no crowd. It was stale. So Rhea's ready. She's gonna be in front of the LA crowd. It's time for her to get the title, and she's gonna be a title. Whatever. Switching over to Raw, we going over to the women's Raw title with Bianca Belair and Asuka. Cool. What you got?
This is interesting because Asuka's went crazy, and she needed to have some type of character change. So crazy Asuka is a lot better than the Asuka that we were getting before. Honestly, I'm going to be 100%. I don't see how Bianca loses this unless Asuka catches her with the spray in the eyes and she's just flailing around and she can't, give her a KOD. This is like a 90% Bianca Belair should win this match. There's always a little wiggle room because you never know what they've already determined backstage, but just from a storyline point of view, how Bianca's been portrayed, how powerful she is, how she's been protected since last year. I don't see her losing her championship.
Chris?
I agree with Cool. I see Bianca winning it. It's a sudden change for Asuka. I do like the new gimmick of her being, this crazy badass, but it's almost like too late in the storyline to build it up to where you want Asuka to win. And me personally, I feel Bianca needs to kind of have like this undefeated WrestleMania streak for a little bit. Of course, not to the point like Undertaker or anything, but just, have some good wins and continue to put on these great matches. I think right now Bianca is Miss WrestleMania.
I like that.
What you think?
Yeah, I think they're going to side with Bianca, even though I would not mind Asuka title win at all. I do love Asuka. I think she's a talented performer. I do think that they will lean towards Bianca Belair in this situation. But like I said, I won't be mad at all if Asuka wins the title.
They,
I like Asuka's revisit to her Kana persona from Japan. I'm digging it, but I am mad over Bianca Belair. I think she's got everything you want. I think she's got the Charlotte. I think she has got the same look as Charlotte and Rhea, and she's just as, if not more, athletic than Charlotte and Rhea.
Agreed.
And I think I think that I think that she should lose to Asuka, but not tonight, not this night.
I agree with all
Asuka
that.
can beat her at Backlash, or maybe even somewhere in between there. Not at
SummerSlam or somewhere down the road.
I wouldn't do SummerSlam, but maybe not. I don't know, but it just not this night. When Chris said Mrs. Miss WrestleMania, I popped. I like that. I like that a lot. So Bianca deserves it.
unfortunately, I have to be the bad one here.
The lone wolf.
The long. Here's
But
my.
like,
You could be
like Rick
Corey.
said, though, I'm not mad if Asuka wins. I won't be mad.
I feel like they didn't. Where's the storyline with this? I feel like there's no storyline. There was no build up to this match. Not saying Bianca is great. I love Bianca. Has her reign kind of been a little slow? Maybe not stale, but stagnant a little bit. I feel like they didn't turn Asuka into this new badass character for her to lose at WrestleMania. I think Asuka's going to win here.
Hunter loves him some Asuka, but I don't think it's the right choice. But like I said, I could see it happening just because, like I said, I know Hunter is really, really big on Asuka, but we'll see.
They need to have this draft or reshuffling or whatever, like a month or two after WrestleMania, and they should bring, who they're going to bring over to Raw and who's going to win the championship from Bianca. We already know who it is. Charlotte Flair.
Oh God!
That's what they're going to end up doing. Because
They're gonna make Charlotte beat her dad's record. They're gonna make Charlotte beat her dad's record.
Charlotte's going to be like a 25, 28 time women's champion before this is all said. And I'm not even being funny.
And you know what, Cole? I'd be okay if Charlotte beats Bianca as long as Bianca get her win back on Charlotte and beat all the horsewomen.
All the
That'll
ones
be
that are
dope.
left.
I could dig it.
Well, she's already
All
beat,
right.
the other three. So if she takes care of Charlotte, that's it. And then go ahead and take out Ronda too.
All right, we got the bathroom break of the show. I'm sorry, this was a Vince McMahon booking. This was his booking because ain't no way in hell Triple H would have did this shit. We got Brock Lesnar versus Almost with MVP. And this is where I go to the bathroom, get some snacks. Who do y'all like in this match? Cool.
I'll tell you who I don't like. I don't like them for booking this match. And I think the biggest loser in this match is the fan base and everyone who watches this show. This is going to be horrible. Omos is not ready for this type of spotlight. We talk about people having the 5 moves of doom. Would be being nice to Omos if we say he has 5 moves. Brock Lesnar does work very stiff. And you give him another big stiff worker, this match is going to be clunky. It is going to be ugly. They're going to take and splice the best parts of it and play it on Raw for 2 months afterwards. But that's about all it's going to be. This is going to be a match where so the winner itself depends on where the storyline with the Hurt Business is going. If the Hurt Business is actually going to get back into business, Omos should win this match. If they're going to just continue teasing and not really do anything, and they just want the big name to win, then Brock should win. It's that simple. If they're going to do anything with the Hurt Business, this is the jump off point. If they're not, let Omos lose and let him go away for a few more months, and then he'll come back and fight somebody else. And they'll talk about how he's 7'3" and he's taller than everybody. He's got this big hand and all that, and they never show him actually wrestling.
Chris?
Up until Cool started talking, I had my mind made up that this was going to be Brock, just showcase for Brock to F5 Omos. But I legit think now with the Hurt Business talk, you could have them come out, interfere in the match. That way Brock could toss somebody around just to look good, and then Omos choke bombs him and wins. So only if the Hurt Business interferes does Omos win. If not, Brock F5s him for a WrestleMania moment.
Brett?
Yeah, so I actually wrote a whole article about this one about why Omos is actually the right opponent for Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. Check out sportsempirenetwork.com if you want to read that one.
My man.
But
My man.
I do think that the answer is Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar, I'm trying to remember directly from the article, he's lost at his last 5 WrestleManias. I don't think he's going to lose another one. I think they're going to give him a win here. I think if they reunite the Hurt Business, it'll be some after-match beatdown, or maybe the next night on Raw, since Lesnar will still be in town. Maybe he stays an extra day and they beat him down on Monday night. But I think the actual match at WrestleMania itself, it will be short, it'll be sweet, and it will be all about Brock Lesnar suplexing, throwing around Omos. I think he'll sell really well for Omos because Brock is always one of the best sellers in the business when he wants to be. So it's going to be short, sweet, but I think it's going to be Brock Lesnar. And I think it's just all going to lead up to a really sweet looking F5 from Lesnar.
So a couple of quick tidbits. Key, you buzz me one more time.
I'm sorry.
Buzz me one more time, Key. So there is somebody backstage who has been clamoring and showing humongous support for Omos, and you all will never guess who it is. Taker.
Oh yeah, I did see that. I
Yeah, I
did
saw
see that.
that.
Secondly, Brock is towards the end of his deal.
Yep.
And I don't know if you've noticed or not, but Brock has been very giving. Which, Brock has never had a reputation of being selfish or going into business for himself or anything like that. Not like a Goldberg or anything like that, but very, very, very interesting. So, with the supposedly the Bobby Lashley and Bray Wyatt thing is still on. I don't think they've made a formal announcement that match is canceled, have they?
Nothing's formal, but it was never announced either, so.
It was never announced, but they're not going break.
So if they don't, if that does not happen, I think you could get the Hurt Business formation at WrestleMania. I think that crowd in SoCal would lose their shit, and I think it could be different. I think it could be Omos, Lashley, and maybe you bring in Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin again, or maybe you bring in two other young talents. I don't know, but I think it could happen at WrestleMania.
One name, Chase. One name. Actually, I got the tag team that they can bring in.
I don't think
straight from NXT. Carmelo Hayes.
I can see Carmelo Hayes.
Yeah.
Carmelo's winning the title though.
Yeah.
He can still win the title and still go back and forth. Kevin Owens did it.
Yeah. But I can see him joining, later on, maybe after he, on the edge of him losing. But like I said, I could see Bobby Lashley. If Bobby Lashley has nothing going on at WrestleMania, I could see Bobby Lashley coming in and costing Brock Lesnar that match.
And y'all know not every black wrestler has to go to the Hurt Business, right?
It got hot up in this bitch real
Chris,
quick.
let me make a quick statement to Chris on that. So they went to MVP, Bobby Lashley, and they wanted them to do a new Nation of Domination.
Mm-hmm.
With the thought of it being all wrestlers of color. That was the point. So they then MVP said, I don't want to redo the Nation of Domination. I want to do my own thing, so we call it the Hurt Business. Right? So it purposely is all wrestlers of color. That's the thing for the Hurt Business.
No, I get that, but I mean, we always see the Street Profits need to join the Hurt Business, or Carmelo needs to come up and join the Hurt Business. No, we're just saying because they're black wrestlers. Like,
well,
I'm not saying we need to put other white wrestlers in it, but I'm just saying not every black wrestler needs to be in the Hurt Business.
So here's the thing. I don't think that the Street Profits need to join this, but one of the Street Profits could join this.
This is true.
At a later date.
Because one of the Street Profits is getting ready to get the rocket stuck to his back. And his tag team partner is going to have to do something.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Montez Ford is a star.
He is. But can they do what they did with the New Day and just let Angelo be happy for his boy's success?
It doesn't necessarily have to be Angelo not being happy for his boy's success, but him saying, if you ain't gonna rock with me, I'm gonna go rock with them so I can be successful. It doesn't have to be a beef between the two. They can send Montez Ford to SmackDown.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
and I like that idea.
So I agree, but I think for as like the big thing is you took the Hurt Business away from the fans, and the fans have been like, yo, we want it back.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the best, like, Omos is going to stick out like a sore thumb, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So I think in order to keep the fans happy with that, you introduce most of, if not all, the same people plus Omos, and then in the coming weeks, maybe months, you can drop a couple people out or bring some new ones in, kind of like what they did with DX. I think if they did the formation of the Hurt Business, like, that's what I would love to see. I would love to see MVP holding up Bobby Lashley's hand, Omos's hand, Shelton Benjamin's, and Cedric Alexander in the middle of the ring while Lesnar is down and bloodied and defeated at WrestleMania. And then tomorrow, and then the next night or the coming weeks, if you want to change it, cool. But for that moment at WrestleMania, I think it has to be the original. When they come back together, it's got to be the original.
So let me ask you a question. Out of the original members of the Hurt Business, what's the one that you would say if you take him out and put somebody else in, I wouldn't be mad?
Cedric?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I just feel like Cedric don't really fit. Like,
exactly.
He does it to me. He never really did.
Exactly.
Bobby, and then it's
but so here's my thing though. If you take Cedric out and you put somebody in, let's go with your prediction, cool, like Angelo, right? You put in Dawkins. Now guess what happens? Dawkins goes from one tag team to another because now he's going to get stuck in a tag team with Shelton Benjamin, which I'm cool with for a certain period of time. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that stagger too long.
But ask yourself this question about that. What wrestler in this supposed Hurt Business would profit the most from being a tag team? And it's not a play on words. The worst wrestler in that group is Omos. He needs to be in a tag team. Omos and Shelton Benjamin.
We've seen him in a tag team with AJ. AJ Styles did all the work.
But
it worked though.
But again, if you bring Angelo Dawkins in, he's going to be the one that gets stuck in a tag team with Shelton Benjamin. Omos ain't going in a tag team because we've seen what he should, but he's not going to. So there's fantasy booking and there's real life. We've seen what they're doing with Omos. They just put Omos in a headlining match at WrestleMania against Brock Lesnar. They're not about to stick him in a tag team with Shelton Benjamin.
Do you think he's going to win the match?
I think if the Hurt, I think that's the only way you do let him win, is if the Hurt Business forms.
This is the match where you say, like he said, no one cares because everyone feels like.
But you have to make them care. So the only way to make them care is bring the Hurt Business back.
Brock Lesnar's here. Omos is here.
Drop that hand a little bit. I don't even want to fucking see that hand. Drop that hand, cool.
You gotta be
Drop
able to
it.
see it. You gotta be able to
Drop
see
it.
it.
No, I don't. I know where it's at.
Just say,
Drop it.
This is
Put
this
it
is
on the floor. I already
Superstars.
know where it is.
This is the very bottom. I
Brock
think if you
Lesnar
put him
and
in,
Omos.
I think if you put Omos back in a tag team, right, with a guy like Shelton Benjamin, I think that's the perfect tag team. Benjamin does most of the work. Omos comes in, does his yell, does his claw slam, gets hit a few times, and all that, and then they win some matches. They get a tag team championship run.
What noise does he make, Cole?
I necessarily don't care about this. It would be hilarious to see Brock try to put Omos big ass in the F5 or
he will.
He's gonna get him. Yeah,
He's gonna F5 him whether he wins or loses. He's gonna F5 him.
Yeah, that's the WrestleMania moment.
He's gonna He's gonna F5 everybody.
I'm calling it. I think the ring's gonna break.
Nah.
Like
Not unless the only way they do that is if that headlines WrestleMania Night 1. That's the only way that happens.
Heck nah.
I have a thought on that too. If y'all don't mind hearing it real quick, I'll make it fast. So Charlotte and Rhea should headline Night 1. The next to last, the semi-main event match on Night 2 should be the Bloodline tag team match. Then you go straight into Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes after that. So that way they can't interfere. Roman won't be able to interfere because he'll be getting ready for his match. So you won't have Roman, you won't have the Wise Man. You more likely won't have Solo because he seems stuck to Roman Reigns' hip. So you're gonna have basically the Usos, possibly Solo, out there against the brothers, Sammy and Kevin Owens. So I think that would be a great booking decision, in my opinion.
I 100% agree. I honestly thought that's what it should be.
I agree. The only reason I would like for it to main event Night 1 is because Night 2 they're gonna show Roman yelling at Jimmy and Jay and getting visibly angry, almost violent with Jimmy and Jay. And Jimmy and Jay will say, "You're on your own tonight." Roman is on a part-time deal. So Roman is not going to show up week after Mania. He'll come. If he loses, he will come back. If he loses, he will come back eventually down the road.
Yeah, 3-4 months
to do whatever. This would be a perfect time to split it, because then the night after Mania, Jimmy and Jay can say, we love our family, but I love my brother more than I do my family.
Well, and with the whole bringing the tag team match just before the main event, you also run the issue of having an issue like you had at WrestleMania 25 when you had Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker completely steal the show, take the complete breath away from the crowd and tire them out. And then you got to the main event and everybody was too tired to really do anything. Granted, a big part of that was the build and everything to that match was fun outside of them not making it no disqualification, but that's a different episode. But to me, if you do the tag team match just before the main event, you run the risk too of wearing out the crowd and tiring them out. So now they're not as hyped, they're not as ready. They don't have as much energy for the actual main event like you'd want.
I think it's why we do 2 night events now, but
yeah,
I still can see I still can see. I get what you're saying, Brett. I can see it, but I just, to plant the seeds of the end of the bloodline, I think it would just be a great segment for. And cool, you're right. I mean, they could do it, and then Roman could, they could be all tired, and Roman would be like, y'all got to be out there to make sure I don't lose since you guys messed up. And then they're like, nah, we're good.
If that does happen, Solo's going to be the only one that's out there, because we, like you said, we don't know what's going through Solo's mind. Eventually, I think Solo will turn, and it'll be him and Roman that's going to fight eventually. But Solo, we don't know what's going to go on with Solo right now. But he's going to be the one sticking with Roman while the Usos leave.
Yep.
The ancestors may have sent him for that purpose, because he was sent by the ancestors. That's the storyline.
All right, we got the triple threat match. We got Gunther aka I'm sorry, his name's Walter, versus Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus for the Intercontinental Championship, and Walter. I'm sorry, I can't call him Gunther. His name's Walter. Damn it.
Gunther.
He's past the Honky Tonk Man to be the longest Intercontinental Champion. Who wins this match?
Drew McIntyre for me right now wins the match. He turns heel and takes out Sheamus and pins Sheamus. Gunther gets pissed off because he lost the match without being pinned, and he didn't want to be in a triple threat match. But he shot himself in the foot and put him in that because he didn't let them finish their match. So it's kind of dual-sided. What you didn't want, but you forced to happen, is the reason you get screwed out of your championship without getting pinned. That's my prediction.
I got Sheamus winning, pinning Drew, because Gunther still doesn't get pinned. That way Sheamus gets his WrestleMania moment and his Grand Slam.
Brett?
I was gonna say I had Drew McIntyre winning, and my fantasy booking for Gunther too is because I think Drew McIntyre wins, Cody stays on Raw. Somebody needs to win that SmackDown title off of him. Can't be Roman. So give me Drew McIntyre wins at WrestleMania, which slowly leads to the rise of Gunther as the new World Heavyweight title later in the summer.
Chase?
So I'm a storyteller at heart, guys. That's how I book my matches. That's how I wrestle my matches. I love storytelling. Kind of ironic because we're talking about WWE, and WWE really sucks at storytelling. But wouldn't it be a great story to watch Cody go head to head with Gunther at the end of the Royal Rumble, and Gunther damn near win, and then Gunther gets to watch Cody have his WrestleMania moment after losing the Intercontinental title. And then Gunther says, I don't want a rematch at the Intercontinental title. Let them have it. I'm going after Cody. And then that's the feud you get, because Gunther will be there every week after WrestleMania, unlike Roman. So you can save Roman for SummerSlam. Oh, God, dude. Let's talk about fantasy booking. Jesus. Like my shorts just got a little tight, guys. Roman Reigns versus Gunther at SummerSlam. If Gunther can somehow beat Cody in the next few months after Cody wins it, you get Gunther and Roman Reigns at SummerSlam when Roman cashes in his rematch clause. Woo!
I got even better one for you, Chase.
What?
You might need a couple of Kleenex for this, okay?
A couple.
Yeah. Cody wins at WrestleMania. He's the undisputed Universal Champion for like a month or two. They have the new brand split happen. One of the things is you can't be on both shows. You're booked on one show. You've got to surrender the other title. So he has to vacate.
No, you let Gunther beat Cody for that second title.
Wait, Chase, just
okay. My bad.
Then, so he has to vacate. He stays on Raw, so he has to vacate the SmackDown because, of course, he loves the WWE Championship, and he brings a new Winged Eagle version at some point, right? That's what that's pretty much what I feel like is going to happen.
Yep.
So you make him give up the other belt. Then you have a tournament on SmackDown to determine the top two contenders to have a match at whatever the next pay-per-view is, because they changed the order and type of anything besides the Big Four whenever someone gets a win. Whatever. Oh, excuse me, I said pay-per-view, premium live event, right? And then you have the match to get. You have the series of matches to get the final two. They fight at the premium live event, and it's Gunther and let's say Sheamus or Gunther and whoever, right? So Gunther still gets a big match with someone. He doesn't get the feud with Cody yet. Down the road, a couple of more months, they have one of those inter-brand events that they like to do when they actually had a brand split. Champion versus champion. Gunther versus Cody.
That'd be like some type of Survivor Series.
You know what? To talk about Survivor Series and what Chase was saying, if you have that Roman Gunther feud, you have to do it at Survivor Series and War Games.
Bloodline versus Imperium War Games.
Yeah.
Bloodline's done. Bloodline's done.
If the bloodline's still around, then I'm going to be a little sad.
Bloodline's done. Yeah.
I say that sounds like maybe a year or two down the road. I'll let them go away for a while and reform them down the road.
With Jay as the head of the table.
Chase, did you go for the triple threat? Did you say he was going?
Yeah, I'm picking Sheamus. I like Sheamus getting that Grand Slam moment, getting his WrestleMania moment, and then I wouldn't have Drew turn on Sheamus in the middle of the match. I feel like that kind of takes away from the match. Plus, it's every man for himself, so it's not really a turn. We watch tag team partners be in triple threat and fatal 4-way matches and Royal Rumbles all the time. You know, it's every man for himself. You got to do it the following Friday on SmackDown where they think everything's cool. They have a tag team match. You think everything's going to be all right. Drew celebrating with Sheamus. He's super excited. And then Claymore kicks his face off.
Or just give him the gonads and roll him up.
Yeah.
Or be done with them and have Pete Dunne come out and challenge Sheamus.
Woo!
We haven't seen Braun Bruce in a while.
I want to see, we need the bruiserweight back. Not
Oh no, you're getting him.
So once he reverts to the bruiserweight, he should be a lot more of a challenger and not just a wild fanatical psycho.
I got Sheamus winning. It pretty much be the third match between him and Gunther. And he's gonna win his first Intercontinental Championship. We got Austin Theory versus John Cena.
Theory. There's no point in John Cena winning this match. There's nothing for John Cena winning this match. Theory.
This is my bathroom break match. Theory doesn't do it for me. But yeah, he's gonna win. There's no point for Cena to win. He's back to put him over.
I was gonna say that I think it should be Theory, but there's only like one respectable way I'll take a John Cena victory since we know that he's not gonna be there every week. If the whole purpose of John Cena winning is to come out next Monday or the day after and have his open challenge, and we introduce a new star like Braun Breaker and he comes in and beats him on his first night on Raw and gives a major rub to him, yeah, I'll take it. But if it leads to like part-time John Cena is only there once a month title run, yeah, give me Theory. So I'm going to go Theory in this one, though.
That's a great call, Brett. I like that.
So, Brett, what you're really saying is we don't want him to bring it via satellite.
Yeah. Correct.
Theory wins with a Logan Paul interference.
This is going to be seen as passing the torch, even though he killed Theory in that promo. Because John still can work a mic. He absolutely murdered Theory in that promo, but this will be his passing the torch on to Theory, because he pretty much came at his manhood and was like, "You're nothing." So Theory is going to bring everything he's got to Cena, and this is going to be his passing the torch. So I got Theory winning this match. I don't see Cena staying for a while, so I got Theory winning. So they put a six woman tag match. We got Trish Stratus, Lita, and Becky Lynch versus Damage Control. Who y'all got?
This should be a tag team championship match between Trish Stratus and Lita and Damage Control. It's WrestleMania. You got two Hall of Famers and the man. They'll win the match. No one will be happy. And I'll be like this match while I'm eating my snacks. And if I have to go to the bathroom, I'll definitely go during that time frame.
Chris?
Yeah, I hope that's the opposite night of the Cena match, so I can go to the bathroom during this match. And yeah, I echo everything Cool said. You got the Hall of Famers, they get the win.
Okay.
I'm gonna go. Man, you know what? I really want to go the opposite direction on this one. I feel like it's tough because I really feel like that. I want to say that Damage Control is gonna win this one because they definitely need the win a lot more than Trish and Lita do, or Becky. I really want to pick Damage Control. I'm gonna go with Damage Control. I think they need the win more than the Hall of Famers and Becky. And if we need to maybe turn leader Trish on Becky to set up a match down the road to make it happen, I'm all for it. So you know what? I'm going to go Damage Control with either a Trish or Lita heel turn.
Jason?
Damage Control should win because they never win. They've introduced this stable that was supposed to be dominant, and the only thing that they have won is a lackluster women's tag team titles that nobody gives two fucks about. My bad. My bad.
Rid of them, like.
Oh, it's after 10, Chase. It's all good.
No. She's right. My bad.
I'm kidding.
My bad. We'll edit that out later. Anyways, they don't win. Nobody cares about these women's tag team titles. That's the only thing that they have won. There's no reason why they shouldn't win. If you go back 20 years ago, WrestleMania 20, The Rock and Sock Connection fought Evolution. All the fans really wanted Rock and Sock to win that match, but Evolution went over. So I'm hoping something like that happens in this match, where the fans really want Becky and Trish and Lita to go over in this match, and then somehow Damage Control pulls it off. But I don't see that happening, unfortunately. I see them having a big, hootie-dah WrestleMania moment with the two Hall of Famers and Becky Lynch with their hand raised.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
But for that match, though, it was to build Orton. That's what that match ended up being.
Yeah.
You have nobody on Damage Control is worthy of that moment.
They need a new leader. Bayley's not a good bad chick. She's really not. Yeah. It's just not. It's like watching paint dry with her trying to be a bad guy and to laugh and trying to make fun of people. It's just not her. And I don't buy it.
In the pandemic, but now it's not clicking in front of a live audience or something. I don't know what it was. I don't buy it.
No, like nobody takes that team seriously because they never win.
They need to turn Becky. So what they should do is Bayley should get beat up after the match, after Damage Control loses. They should get mad and they should turn on Bayley, and then they should get one or two new members on Raw the next night. That's what should happen.
Next match.
I really don't care for this match either. Like Chris said, this might be a bathroom break. I think this match is going to be quick though. It's not going to be all long like all the other ones. I'm sure everybody has.
I hope not, because Lita looked horrible. Like I love her, but damn.
Oh man, I lost the dang on freaking card. Where'd it go? They have two fatal 4-way matches. They didn't really specify all of the fatal 4-way for the women's. All I know is Raquel Gonzalez.
They're doing qualifying matches.
Yeah,
they haven't set it all up yet.
Yeah,
I know the men's is Street Profits, Viking Raiders, Ricochet, and Braun Strowman and Alpha Academy. Is your 4-ways.
Alpha Academy's not winning. They're gonna break up at WrestleMania, so they're not winning. Viking Raiders, no one cares about. Valhalla, who cares? Street Profits, everybody loves. Ricochet and Braun Strowman should be unbeatable because you've got the Monster Man as part of the team.
I actually mind that tag team. They're kind of fun though. Like, hell, let them win. I really don't care about them.
The thing is it like a number one contenders match, or is it just who's the best team?
Because it's just to get everybody on the show card.
I don't give a monkey's left or right. Juicy fruit.
Watch it cool. Language cool.
I think they get an opportunity of the tag team titles, I believe, because I think they're actually making it for something. As far as the women, I don't care who. Oh God,
they're gonna make
Shayna
up
and
three
Ronda
other
should win
teams.
the women. They should make.
They're gonna make up some other teams.
You know what? I think it's going to. I think it is going to be Ronda and Shayna in that too. I just don't know who the other.
Yeah, then they should win because
I think it's Shotzi and somebody.
Because nobody cares about them individually, maybe together.
Yeah.
We got Finn Balor and Edge in a Hell in a Cell, and it's rumored to be Demon versus Brood.
The Demon is undefeated.
No, Roman beat the
Except for
Demon.
Brock.
No,
Except
no,
for Roman. Except for Roman. But nobody can beat Roman because Roman is the one.
Didn't Demon lose to like Samoa Joe in NXT, or was that regular Finn Balor?
That was
No, it
regular
was
Finn
Demon.
Balor.
Okay.
I thought it was regular.
Demon
Finn
lost
Balor.
to him. Demon lost to him in the cage.
Did he? Well, he's undefeated except for Roman Reigns on the main roster. How about that? So it'll work better for you, Chris and Brett. Because they don't really acknowledge. They acknowledge, but they really don't acknowledge NXT.
They only acknowledge NXT for Charlotte's title reigns, I think.
Yes. Yes. Because it helps you get closer to beating Daddy.
Who wins, Edge or Finn?
Demon Finn.
Demon Finn, and finally in this storyline. It's been going on a year.
Thank you. Edge doesn't want to be part of Judgment Day, so why are you being Brood Edge?
I was gonna say now I have to cry myself to sleep tonight because you guys put the memories of the ending of that Finn Balor and Roman Reigns match in my head, and now I gotta in my head I'm just seeing the top rope break over and over again.
Could be worse. We could talk about the Seth Rollins versus the Fiend at Hell in a Cell.
Oh,
would have been 5 stars in the Tokyo Dome.
Or Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins, and how his title reign was cut short thanks to Seth.
Yeah, I got Finn here. Once again, it just comes down to the fact that does Edge really need to win this one? It would do a lot more for Finn than Edge, who's going to retire in the next year or two anyway. So I would give Finn the major rub of being able to beat Edge inside of Hell in a Cell.
And Judgment Day is teeter-totter and being another damage control. Got to get some wins.
Yeah, you're right.
Chase?
I disagree with that. Judgment Day has Triple H has kind of turned Judgment Day around from what they were. You've got 3 people in that stable that are running mainstream feuds right now: Dominic and Ray, Rhea and Charlotte, and Finn and Edge. And all 3 of those people I just mentioned in Judgment Day have been running mainstream feuds for months. So I don't think Judgment Day is anywhere near what Damage Control is.
What
you
I'm
have to
gonna
remember.
say,
You have to remember that
Judgment
Judgment Day was created during Vince, and Triple H resurrected it. Triple H created Damage Control and let them fall down the hill.
Every time Judgment Day has a chance to win a championship, what happens?
They don't need championship gold.
At some point, your faction should have some championship.
You've got
For heaven's
85.
sake.
You've got 85% of the championships held by one group.
And you had an opportunity to put 2 of them on Judgment Day.
They had opportunities to drop those titles. It's all irrelevant.
But,
Cool.
but what you're saying with Judgment Day, though, they each individually have their own feuds going. Like Judgment Day as a whole isn't really. They're not doing anything. Rhea's doing her thing. Dom is doing his thing.
They're doing it all together, though.
They're not.
Yeah.
Dom doesn't know what's going on with Finn and Edge.
Edge and Becky. I mean, Edge and Beth. Finn and Rhea. Who won?
Edge and Beth.
Exactly. You have to think about it because nobody cares.
No, Edge and Becky won. I'm trying to find the relevancy.
Every time Judgment Day gets an opportunity to, as a
they
duo,
kicked Edge's ass for almost a full year. Cool.
4 people on one. Of course they did.
Yeah. So Edge gets 1 match out of that whole feud.
Right, but the
Dom and Rhea. Dom is with Rhea every single time Rhea comes out to do anything with Charlotte. Rhea is with Dom anytime Dom comes out to do anything with Mysterio. Judgment Day as a whole is all together when they're attacking Edge. I don't see how Judgment Day is floating on an island of irrelevancy. I think they've been showcased pretty freaking well. Sorry, my bad.
Well, we'll have to vehemently disagree.
One more strike.
I don't think so. I definitely don't agree with that. I definitely don't.
Yeah, I don't see what you guys are seeing. That's crazy to me. Damage
Yeah.
Control. Damage
And it's
Control
crazy
came
to
in.
me.
Damage Control came in as a group trying to take over the women's division. And other than win the irrelevant tag team titles, they haven't done anything with them.
But they've at least
Beck-
won that. Judgment Day hasn't even done that. Between the four of them, as they've been together, they don't have one title reign. Don't even have one
They
on Sunday night, lose it on Monday night. They haven't even had that.
They don't have to win titles to be dominant, though, because, like I
But
said,
then you have to win
the
opportunity.
majority of the titles are grouped up by one group that's not going to lose them until WrestleMania, and Judgment Day ain't facing them.
But they've had their chances at the tag team titles.
They've had main event matches.
With
They've
one-
been showcased.
with one
They've had
set of tag
feuds.
team titles on the line, and they didn't win.
Having a
took the
title
set out.
pool does not make you relevant. Is all I'm
It
saying.
doesn't. I agree, it doesn't. But
They've
I don't
been
feel
in
that.
they've been in main event feuds. They've
Who's the
they've
main
been
event feuds they've been in?
Finn has had main event matches on Raw all the time.
Well, who's the main event feuds they've been in? Finn and AJ have had their beef.
Yep.
Edge has had beef with everybody in Judgment Day. Finn's had some other one-off matches, but what other real main event feuds? Dominique and Ray is going to be a good match at WrestleMania. Dominique is nowhere near the wrestler Edge is. I mean, Dominique is nowhere near the wrestler that Rey Mysterio is, but that is his father, so I'm sure that'll be, a solid match.
Yeah.
Who's going to win that match, by the way?
Dominic.
Dom.
We're not even we're not at that match yet, are
it's
we?
gonna be Ray. That's gonna be Ray's last match. He's gonna be like, all right, you got it.
Going back to the Hell in a Cell, I think Edge wins it. I want Finn to win it. I think Finn should win because, like it was mentioned, Edge is going to float off and retire in the next coming months. So I don't see where that benefits Edge, but I can't see them. I can't see them letting Edge lose this WrestleMania moment. Edge has only won one WrestleMania match since his return.
Oh, the Randy Orton one? Those 2.5 hours?
Yeah. I actually, to be honest with you, did he win that one or did he?
Yeah, he won
Yeah,
that
he won
one.
it. He won it with
okay.
the concerto on top of the thing. Yeah.
I couldn't remember if he won that one or if it was the next month at WrestleMania Backlash when they had the match.
Did he win? He lost that one, the greatest wrestling match ever.
The greatest
He lost that.
wrestling
Yeah,
match.
he lost the greatest wrestling match ever.
Okay. So
That
yeah,
did
the
not
only
didn't live up to the name.
the only
It had
one.
no chance of it.
Yeah, the only one the only one he won is the first one. So yeah.
That's a good question.
Done.
Oh
Yes,
yeah,
no.
100%.
100% because of Ray.
Yep. So and just to because Doug's got another comment above that. Real quick, FTR, AEW, Tony Khan would not, and I repeat, would not put FTR on TV if FTR hadn't already signed.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I agree.
So they're already done. I know one of them said on social media that nothing's official yet. That's ignorant. Like, don't let people fool you. There is no way on God's green earth that they're working a program with the tag team champions right now on AEW, and their contract's about to expire in 10 days. Like that's not going to happen. Secondly, WWE is an entertainment business. It is not a wrestling business. The entertainment factor of Ray being with his son Dominic overseeded Dominic going to NXT. That's just all there is to it. So,
Who I got winning this match? I would say Finn because, like Jay said, there's no point for Edge. Why Edge needs to win this match? Got two more, then we can move on to something else and before we wrap things up here. We got Seth Rollins versus Jake Paul. I mean, Paul, the other one, Logan Paul. Who y'all got?
I got Logan doing the same thing his brother did.
Get beat.
By the visionary.
Chris.
Seth. Yeah, Seth's winning. It's gonna be a great match. It could possibly be the best match of the weekend, but yeah, I'm going Seth.
Yeah, I agree with these two. I think it's very well. It's going to be one of the better matches on the weekend. I think the best match of the weekend could very well be the Gunther match. Is going to be my underrated match of the week. But yeah, I think it's going to be Seth in a really, really good match.
Chase.
I'm going to go with Seth because I'm going to say this: if they have Seth take another fall, be another fall guy for somebody, I'm going to lose my stuff. Seth has taken fall after fall after fall for all these guys, Riddle, Cody. I mean, it's
You
yeah.
You right.
Yeah. I mean, like it's a theory, I mean, like it's just after one after another, after another, after another. So I'm picking Seth, although I could see them going with Logan.
Oh God. I'm gonna take Seth here. As he's about due for win. Don't give him the AJ Styles treatment. They had that man win a whole premium pay-per-view match for a whole year. Don't do that. I'm taking Seth here. Just two more. We got the tag team titles. We got the Usos and KO versus Sammy. I guess are we all agreeing? I think we all agree here who's going to win this. New tag team champs.
Yeah.
I think if it's not Sammy and KO, though, I think they just might riot. I think LA just might riot. I think the wrestling community as a whole would just blow up. Like I think the way this story's built, there's only one ending that would make sense and make everybody happy in a WrestleMania moment, and that's KO and Sammy.
Yeah, stick to your own advice. Send them home happy. Is what they say. So send the people home happy in Los Angeles. KO, KO and Sammy for the win.
All right, and then we got the main event of night 2. We all got Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes, Universal titles. So, cool.
So my heart tells me Cody. I have to agree with Chase on this one, even though we definitely don't agree on Judgment Day. But I have to agree with Chase on this one. I think it's just gotten to a point where a change has to happen, right? And I think Cody winning the championships is the change we need to see. That's the spark to blow up the bloodline. Because even if the Usos lose and Roman wins, he's still happy because he honestly doesn't give a monkey's other juicy fruit about any of those guys but himself. So Cody's kind of finally starting to get the upper hand a little bit in the mind games. They had a great interaction on SmackDown. If you saw it at the end, Roman came, he dropped a little heat on Cody, but then Cody hit him like he hit Cody in the right side of his gut, and Cody hit him right back in the solar plexus for those JR fans out there. And I thought it was really good verbal warfare. I think they've positioned Cody to be the guy to take these belts off of Roman, because if Cody doesn't do it, either now or if they somehow wait, the only way I can see Cody not winning is if there's some sort of interference that causes him to not get the win and he just gets beat down, right, until the new tag team champions come out and save him. And the match gets called a DQ, and then he gets another shot down the road. But that's the only way I can see him not getting the championship.
Yes.
You can't do a DQ on WrestleMania main event.
Yeah. You get
that's a riot.
Hey, this is Triple H. Triple H.
Not the main, maybe on night 1, but you can't do it night 2.
Yeah.
He gives you everything you want. He makes y'all happy all the way through the show, and then at the end, he screws you.
Yo, LA
In
was
all
big.
honesty, I'm good either way. I've been a Cody Rhodes fan since his first run at WWE. Besides Stardust,
I like Dashing Cody.
I love Dashing Cody. I like him when he was a Sandow, but I want Roman to get 1,000 days. I'm still enjoying his championship reign. He's entertaining. Heart says Cody, brain says Roman. That means they did something right where I'm still confused. I don't have a clear-cut winner. I'm going Roman.
And I think this is definitely one of those matches that it's like 50-50. It could go either way. Listen, I love Roman Reigns. I think he does everything right in regards to his character. He understands the character. He completely understands the psychology. He does all the little things right, facial expressions and everything. I think it's time for a title change. I would, as much as I love Roman Reigns, I got to go Cody here. I think it's just time. If Roman wins, I just am unsure where you really go with that title reign from here. So I'm gonna go with Cody.
Chase.
Yeah, Cody's the guy. It's got to happen. I think WrestleMania, you do a big restart or you hit the reset button, and this is the perfect time to do it. You've built it. They literally had to lock Vince McMahon in a room and tell Vince when he debuted last year at WrestleMania, listen, he's got to have the look. He's got to have the American Nightmare. He's got to have the boots. He's got to be Cody Rhodes. It's the only way this is going to work. And then Cody debuts, gets injured, position or power change in WWE. He comes back and Triple H still says, "You're the guy." That's how it happens. And he is the next John Cena. So all of you smart Mark fans, as we like to call ourselves or whatever, that in the 2000s that got really mad because Cena was being crammed down your throat. If you think that was bad, wait till you see what they do with Cody. So wait till you see what they do with Cody.
I think Roman retains. I don't think Cody wins it just yet. It's just something telling me they're going to have Roman retain. I don't know. They're going to have to retain somehow, but I'm going to go Roman. But like you said, send the fans home happy. It might, Cody might win, but I deep down, I think it's going to be Roman. Go ahead. You got something, Chris?
Yeah. With what move can Cody beat Roman? Crossroads isn't over strong enough to me because he has to do it like 3 times just to do a regular match. So you got to do it like 26 to pin Roman.
Roman's not Brock. You have to remember there's guys like Finn, like Daniel Bryan, like Edge, who came very close to beating Roman. What has been the consistent thing with Roman for the past 2.5 years?
Fear.
No. The bloodline. He's always had Jimmy, Jay, Solo. That's why I said there's got to be something prior to the match that makes them go, no, big dog, you're on your own.
Heyman's there. Mr. Heyman's there.
Yeah.
Heyman ain't do nothing.
Yeah. He can distract the referee and stuff like that.
Well,
but
he can trip Cody. That's all it would take. That one
this,
little
this
foot
is
grab
what,
spear.
A beautiful disaster kick.
This is what
Cody Cutter.
Yep. This is what the
Crossroads.
This is what the difference is between all those other matches. War Games. How many times did Kevin Owens said it himself? Kevin Owens can't win the championship until the bloodline is eliminated. The bloodline is the key. You take them out of this match, and I don't think anybody's going to take them out of this match. I think they're going to separate themselves. Like I said, I think
Theory said it too.
I think at some point they're gonna look at Roman on night 2 or night 1, and they're gonna say, "You're on your own," because Roman's gonna say or do something because they lost the tag team titles, and that's going to piss them off, and they're going to say, "Fine, you do it by yourself then," and that leaves it open for Cody. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't be shocked if Heyman accidentally cost Roman the match.
Oh boy,
I
that,
would,
that would be interesting.
I'd love it. You watch Heyman toss in one of the titles and distract the referee, and Cody intercepts the title. Crossroads on the championship. Again. He likes doing that 3 crossroads thing. I don't know why. It's weird. It's kind of an overkill, but
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
yeah, do
Like,
it 3 times. Do it 3 times on the championship while Heyman is yelling at the referee to turn around and look at him, and then boom. Finally, when the referee does turn around, Cody's got Roman right where he wants him. And then Roman the next night has nobody. He's mad at Heyman. He has no Jimmy, no Jay. I like it. I dig it.
yeah, I was gonna say
Solo is brothers with Jimmy and Jay. If Solo sticks with Roman over Jimmy and Jay, I don't know, man. That's weird to me.
Has it ever been actually said on WWE that Solo's their brother?
Yeah.
Yes, it has.
Yeah.
Okay.
They said this is our younger brother.
Here's my other
Roman
one.
could lose and take a break too. By the way.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Roman could lose and take a break, and like I said, he can come back and win it again. Whatever, I don't care. That's fine. But it needs to this straight reign needs to end.
Yes.
The other way I've thought about doing, or the other way I've thought that they might do this as well, because they couldn't get who for WrestleMania, for a match, doesn't mean his music doesn't have to hit, and him come sprinting down that ramp and give a rock bottom to Roman and Cody win.
You can't have the Rock and not advertise them.
The only reason I wouldn't be okay with it, number one, Chris, you're right. You don't have the Rock and not advertise them. Number one. Number two, it takes away from Cody's moment. So.
But do y'all think, go back to Doug's question, do you think LA Knight gets a match? It is rumored that Stone Cold could possibly fight LA Knight.
Yeah.
No, not Stone Cold.
It wouldn't be a match. I don't think it's going to be a match.
I think it's going to be a segment.
I think it would be a segment.
I just want to see LA Knight come out and be like, you can't have WrestleMania LA without LA Knight. Yeah.
What?
I was like, yeah, versus the White Chance is all I want to see. It doesn't need to be a match. Give me a segment. I'll be good.
No, I don't want Stone Cold on TV at all. I've never been an Austin fan. We'll go into this another day.
I wouldn't mind Stone Cold coming out and giving him a stunner and drinking some Steve Weisers.
I would. No. Just have LA Knight come out. If Lashley's not doing anything, he can come out there and do something, but not Austin.
Who doesn't
Austin
want
go
Stone
away.
Cold, dude?
What?
Stone Cold is that guy.
We'll do this later.
Yeah. I can't wait to hear the logic behind this.
Oh, there's no logic. I just don't like Stone Cold.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Wrestling is subjective. You don't have to like somebody, but to give you got to give Stone Cold his flowers. Yeah. Shit, even last year that whole thing he did with Kevin Owens
was so annoying. I don't like Owens. I don't like Austin. So, oh my gosh, night one last year, that 30 minutes was just so annoying. It was. I almost cussed again, but like, no, I no. Oh my gosh, let's go home. I don't want to talk about that anymore. I'm mad
now. We're gonna wrap things up. Just one last question because I need to hear Chase fire off. Who's the better heel? You got Roman Reigns or MJF? Maxwell, Jacob Friedman.
Roman's not a heel, so this isn't even a legit question.
I'm going with C. Dominique Mysterio.
Prison Dom.
Ex-condom.
I love it. If that's option C, I'm down for it.
It's MJF.
I am down for it. If you like, you can say whatever you want about Dominic and his in-ring ability and all that other stuff, but Dominic's ability to draw heat from the crowd with the Eddie comparisons. Oh my God, dude. The way the internet lost their minds when Dominic went on Raw and said, "I'm the greatest luchador since Eddie Guerrero." Oh my God. that's heat.
The little
That's
thing though,
heat.
like what was it?
The
Like my
trunks, the
friends all
wrestling
had
trunks
Mercedes.
with the tassels.
Yeah. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
Instant heat.
and then the prison. The
holding
storyline. He
cell.
went to jail for 2 days. I served hard time. He's got that tear. Like, how is that? Like, I don't know. When people are like, I hate Dom. I want Dom to get off my TV screen. It's like, dude, that's entertaining. Like,
Nuclear heat.
yeah. Like, there's different types of heat. Like, there's like, yo, I don't like you because you're a bad guy. And then there's, I don't like you because I want you to get off my TV screen. I don't hate him, but Baron Corbin's one of those guys. Everybody's just like, yo, I don't want you on my TV.
As Corbin.
Yeah. I don't mind Corbin, but that's because Corbin's from Kansas City, and I'll show my people love. But who was another one? JBL was like that for me. I never liked JBL.
Ooh,
Number
JBL
one, that dude was racist. I don't do racist. Bro, he took a bunch of people that look like me and prevented them from crossing the border. And they put that as a segment on
I
TV.
hated that segment.
That's racist. That was racist.
Okay.
And they put the title on. Then they got him on camera. They got him on camera at a house show doing the Nazi salute on the ring, like doing the Nazi walk on the ring apron. That fool still came back to work the next week. I don't do that. Dom is entertaining heel, and that's what a heel should be. A heel should make you go, "Oh my God, I can't believe he said that." I hate that dude. But for me, it's like you said, option C, Dominic Mysterio, or B, MJF.
Yeah, it's MJF.
MJF takes it a little bit too far sometimes, I think, but when I say takes it too far, I mean like yo, you didn't have to go that far. We get the general point.
He's taking far.
He goes.
If you're talking about the drink on the kid, I don't really care about that.
That's cool. Like honestly, I wasn't as upset by that. By
Yeah,
that little. He probably thought it was water.
That little son of a. That little SOB. That little SOB got brought backstage. Got to talk to Powerhouse Hobbs. Got the Hollywood treatment after that. Throw a drink on me. Like, I want to go talk to Powerhouse Hobbs. I want to sit down with Tony Khan. Like, throw a drink on me.
Didn't he come at Pillman's mom? Like, he said some stuff.
Oh yeah.
That was kind of funny too, though. Methody, like that was clever.
So he's to me, he's like he tries to be like this really, really bad guy, but you're more annoying than really like a bad guy. If you had MJF not show up to an AEW show, I would not care. If you took the belt off of him tomorrow and put it on somebody else, I'd be fine with it. Would I like him every once in a while in small doses? Yeah. But I think he has to get a consistent character and understand the boundaries. Once he does that, like when he was doing the devil character first, like I'm devil, blah blah blah. The first few weeks, you're like, okay, this he might be going a little bit of a different direction. This might work for him. No. Like I don't dislike him, but he's good to me in small doses. I don't need every week of MJF because he can be too much and he tries too hard sometimes. It's not organic.
I can see what you're saying on that because, like, just some of the things he says does tend to go overboard with like some of his stories. But if he's not in AEW, I think you notice it.
I'm saying if he's gone for a couple of weeks, I'm good. I mean, I don't mind him there, but if he's gone for a couple of weeks, I'm fine.
I think I'm not with you, cool. But I agree, like him having a 20-minute segment every week, I'm not with, but MJF has got to be there every week for the show to, like, he's their star. So he's got to be there. He's got to be there in some way, shape, or form every week.
I'd rather see John Moxley.
Oh God, no! Oh no!
Let's calm down.
John Moxley's
While I
bleeding
don't agree with Cool, I don't think it's a oh my God no type of thing.
Yeah, it's 100%.
I think
you just want to see somebody bleed. That's it. He's probably bleeding right now because we mentioned his name.
He just bleed every week. He only bleeds
if he talks, he bleeds. If he wrestles, he bleeds.
He does not bleed when he talks. Stop it, Chris. Just stop it.
I'm pretty sure he bleeds when he's on the mic.
He did cut a promo where he
that was after a match.
I know.
That was after a match, Chase.
I know. I'm cool. I'm with you.
Bleeding.
I don't care. Like I'm not going to complain about the him bleeding every week. I think it's silly, but man, like
I'm complaining about Moxley in general. I don't want to see him on my TV at all either. He can go away.
Oh, that's crazy. I still think he's the second best member of the Shield.
You know who can go away from me, and I would not, and no one else has agreed with me, but I've just recently come to this conclusion. You know who can go away from AEW for me for a long hiatus, take you like a couple of months off, and take all your cronies with you is Chris Jericho.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. Just for a reset. No,
I wouldn't
just for a good reset.
I need a Chris Jericho singles run. I need to get him out of a faction for a while.
No, Chris Jericho is on the end of his career, so I would like to see him work a part-time schedule because he's on the end of his career. Yes. That's what I would like. The person in AEW I'd like to see go away, Darby Allin. 1,000%.
Why is that?
Because Darby sucks. That's why.
It's Sting. It's been a minute since I watched it.
So they've kind of pulled Sting back away from him a little bit. They're starting to focus on Darby. Actually, was gone for a few weeks, which was beautiful. Every Darby match is the same. You put him up against a good in-ring talent, somebody who can work in the ring. They beat his ass for 20 minutes, and then Darby comes back, cough and drop, and win. And it's like, I'm serious. Go watch every single match that Darby has done.
I agree with
you. He need a new move.
I think Darby and Sting have a tag team match tomorrow.
Huh?
I think Darby and Sting have a tag team match tomorrow.
They do. Like I said, they just started reintroducing Sting and Darby again, because Darby was like MIA for a couple of weeks.
You got to say though, Darby has the best suicide dive in the business.
Daddy magic.
Oh God,
man! Like there's just no, like I mentioned earlier, Chris. Like he's a storyteller at heart, bro. But like bro, there's no story at all. I watched Kushida. I watched Kushida in a match with him, and Kushida tore either his arm or his leg apart the entire match. And then this dude hops on it and does a coffin drop and wins. No offense. Gets absolutely ripped apart to shreds by Kushida the entire match. And then Darby, like, what? I get it. It's professional wrestling and blah, blah, blah. But like every single match is like that. And I'm like, dude, like, show me something. There's nothing with you, buddy. It's just how cool can I fall off a ladder? At least Jeff Hardy has talent. At least Jeff Hardy can work a match. Like Jeff Hardy's only talent was not falling off ladders.
Even when he's high, he can work a good match.
Yeah.
Unless he's drunk and high, like he was in Impact.
Yeah, I heard that. Which is what I did.
Victory Road 2011 nightmare.
Oh my God.
Oh, he went broke Joey Mercury's face.
The TNA 2011 was a nightmare.
Yes, the Immortal.
Yeah.
I mean, this was a great first show. I mean, I'm sorry, we started late, but that was my fault. I couldn't get my Wi-Fi together. But next week I promise we'll be on time. Next week is the go home week, I believe.
It is.
So we'll talk about that. We're going to talk about our favorite WrestleMania moment and anything else we think about during the course of backstage and the course of the week. But y'all have anything to say with our very first show?
I had fun, man.
I just want to say thank you, Doug, for tuning in. You were great. Love the crowd interaction, and I think Bobby Roode, they're just not using him. I don't think anything happened with him.
I do think he's
Right, glorious. Like that was my.
Didn't he hurt his neck or something though? I
Oh,
thought he had like
did
a
he?
major
he's
surgery.
out hurt.
Oh, okay. He's
Yeah.
got an injury. My bad.
Yeah, he's been out. Hurt.
I think he is hurt, but you know, and I wouldn't I wouldn't count out a glorious Bobby Roode return.
Maybe he'll fight LA Knight.
Oh, I
Yeah.
hope there is a glorious Bobby Roode return. I love Bobby
Is
Roode.
it I know AJ's out with an ACL. Has it been a year? Like, is he could pop up somewhere?
Who?
For AJ?
AJ Styles.
Oh no, that hasn't been a year.
Nah.
Yep.
But we're gonna try to get Doug to come back on next week. That was
That was definitely a highlight moment.
It was. Like I said, that needs to be a segment every week. I'll make graphics for it. Like I said, I'll Photoshop Doug's head on an old person with a walker, and
Chris,
we're gonna put
you got my person, Chris.
we're gonna put old time
Marseille.
with big time.
Marseille.
Marseille.
Okay.
oh no.
I'm gonna blow your mind.
But there you have it, guys. Another, first show was in the books. Tune in next week for more shenanigans that we have. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Chase and Brett. Hopefully you guys can be back next week. If not, we still gonna rock out. But till then, make sure y'all subscribe to the Sports Empire Network. Make sure you check out the website that Brett plugged in earlier. If you want to read his article, great article on Omos and Brock, and also he did his version of fantasy booking with the bullet line, which was amazing. So make sure y'all go check that out. We got some things popping over here. And y'all get to see my lovely, nice face being a moderator because I'm not over here as much, So, but appreciate y'all for being on. Appreciate everybody who's in the comments. Y'all definitely make the night go by pretty fast. But yeah, so now it's time for me to go, work tomorrow. Yay, work. I gotta be an adult. But till then, guys, appreciate y'all. Everyone enjoy the rest of y'all evening. Any other final words before you head out?
Can't wait for week 2.
Make sure to acknowledge your tribal chief tonight.
Yeah, this was great. I really enjoyed y'all. Oh, look, I'm John Moxley.
Oh, and
You got that Stone Cold story why you don't like
remember, wrestling has more than one royal family.
Y'all be good, guys. Have a good evening.